This is Chad Brown with Dimming Sage Block 9, 1d8 plus 1 Lino Orbs, and also Tiger Owl, the Second City. And we're going to go ahead and jump in here and start a new game. Once again, this is the third class for Warric Brandel. We looked at Constitution within a soldier, and we looked at, there he is, that's Constitution within a soldier. And for the male scout type thing, which is going to be Warric Brandel scout, and that's strength in his character one. And from there, we're going to look at dexterity, taking it in that sense. Those are all the same thing here. A little bit of a paper thing there, and let's see, that's strength and dexterity and constitution over intelligence, wisdom, and charisma type thing in that needs. So in that type thing, that's what we're looking at there, type thing in that type of sense. And let me do a little bit more here. 4, 5, and got a little bit more there, type thing in that type of sense. And from there type thing, that's a character sheet here. Put that into focus type thing there. Might not be. There we go. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And now we're going to put a number here by their sides. And there we go. And that is, go ahead and get that. 1 on strength, 2 on dexterity, 3 on constitution. And here are the ones that we work with. Taking that type of sense. And there we go, type thing. We've worked with strength and constitution, and this character we're going to work with dexterity. Alright, so in that type thing, this one's about dexterity. And let's get rocking. Yeah. And once again, you can also do the same thing on the female soldier side, but we're going to do it for the Scoundrel. Yeah. And custom character rather than a quick one type thing. And portrait. We've got to make him look like Warric Brandel. There we go. Attributes. And we read through a lot of that type thing, that type of sense. First thing we're going to do is make sure that we can pay for the dexterity type thing. Okay. And now that was 18 on dexterity, but it started at 30. Type thing with 8 stats. That thing, 8 stats have -1 modifier, I think. Yep, and there it says that at the top type thing. Looking over description type thing here, that's 1 point cost and -1 modifier. Okay. So now I'm going to move this up type thing here. Okay, and in that type thing, I think I'm gonna go. Let's go pay for minimums type thing here, and that's here, and that's here, and that's here, and that's there type thing, and 18 dexterity, and once again, that's a +4 modifier. On your 10 one, you have a dash, a dash, a dash, a +1, and a +1, and the reason being is this line here, force related feats and powers that are very important, and their modifiers go into those in determining your points with force power points, although that's rarely pointed out. So when they get there, it'll be 6 or 8 +1 +1 type thing in that type of sense. So 10 force power points for a Jedi counselor with this type of start at that level. And weapon finesse goes into dexterity with a lightsaber, but not with any of the other melee weapons at the start. So it's kind of an awkward pay-in type thing in that type of sense. We'll go into reflex and your armor class, and it will also go into ranged weapons. But if you picked up a longsword and you had to go point blank type thing in the arena, it'll be based off of strength and not dexterity type thing, because it won't do weapon finesse for the melee weapons at the beginning of the game. So it'll just be a 0 bonus type thing instead of 4 bonus type thing in that type of sense. So it's kind of a difficult thing to get used to type thing. There's a lot of other justifications going on. that are more logical. But that is, I believe it's execution. So that's skills, and that's the dimming advantage there statistically. And 16 points. And let's see here. Cross class, demolitions is class, stealth is class, and awareness is class. Extra bonus in here for the stealth at the beginning of the indoor spire. And repair is cross. Do I need repair? I need to start it. Security's a class, that's good. That's cross class. Go ahead and give me a computer one. I need a stealth one before I forget. And that's class. That's cross class. That's class. I need a computer one. That's cross class. That's class. Gotta be able to detect that. That's cross class. It's 5. Oh, that hurts. And let's see. World Wide Web. And so, stealth's pretty important. Security is not that important type thing. I'm gonna do stealth at the beginning just to get that thing passed type thing. And I'll put the other one, and persuade and bombs. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bump up persuade. It's for the wedding on. I might do both. They're both class skills. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. And there we go. Persuade and demolitions at 2 and 2. And stealth to 4 so that we can prove the belt bonus type thing on the indoor spire. Okay. I really should go with demolitions 1 and 3 type thing. That means. Can never make up that much persuade. That's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Yeah. And stealth. I probably won't raise stealth again today. And that's for this example. That's kind of jacked. 4-3 and everything's 1, so I think that type of sense. Yeah. Okay. Feats, accept. Nope, accept to go into it. Okay, armor. And just light armor, not even medium or heavy. That's interesting. Yeah. And critical strike was free in here type thing. And let's see, sniper shots free. And blaster pistol. Probably not the... Oh, and the rifle. Interesting. And melee weapons. And... Well, let's... Sneak attack 1. And... Scoundrel's luck. And there we go. For armor class, this character is hilarious. They've got a lot of unusual stuff in the background of their stuff. I'm not going to do toughness. Those have to be awarded, and they're free in Scoundrel anyway. I'll probably do dueling. Scoundrels have a knack for getting in trouble, but to compensate, they also possess an incredible instinct for survival. This manifests as a truly useful +2 to defense. This feat is always active. Now, in other gaming systems, there's 2 of them. An uncanny dodge, which wasn't quite literal to the uncanny dodge. And there's this scoundrel luck type thing. This actually works like Jedi defense. And so it is always active type thing, that type of thing. No matter what your max is with other things like that. It convinces you that as soon as you get 2, that you're only going to get 0 + 2 and nothing else type thing. And other stuff isn't going to go in on it. And that's I'm talking too much. Alright, now it's characters that focus on using a single one-handed weapon type thing. And should do 2-weapon fighting with this, but the feat tree structure is just too far for them. Yeah. So, like this one type thing, they get that for free type thing, and if they took that manually, they have to come up with 2 feats type thing, that type of sense. And it's a 3-feat structure from Scoundrel to Improve to Master. But in that type of thing, they only need, this is free at first level type thing, so they just need to come up with 2 of them, along with dueling type thing. I just took that type thing, that type of sense. So if you've got 3 of these structures type thing, that type of thing, like here, and they can't go up to weapon spec because they're not fighters or soldiers. But here, here, and here type thing, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 feats type thing. The 2 of them are free, so you just need 7 feats in your career to do that. And then you can finish out that whole level of it. Although the Scoundrel one will go higher in sneak attack. Sneak attack adds d6 points of extra damage to attacks when the target can't respond to the attacker. Extra damage is applied to the attacks from behind, and it will go into your order one, even though you're a Jedi. And is applied to attacks made from behind the target, attacks against stun or otherwise immobilized targets, and any attacks made while in stealth mode. Combat cancels stealth mode, but the first attack receives the bonus. Sneak attack only works if the target is within 10 meters, so you can also sneak at range. And the extra damage is not multiplied in the case of a critical hit. Just up to 6, not 18. Or 12. The extra damage is applied to attacks made from behind the target, attacks against stun, or otherwise creatures like a maelstrom or something like that as a force power point, and or otherwise immobilized targets and any attacks made while in stealth mode. Okay, and name. That's Warric. Dando Avarod, or Avenue Rod. Okay, let's find that here. Definitely. Let's go there and lowercase. Usually shift in these. I think Warric is a name. Warric Deanne. It's the name of a bailiff in Night Court. That's way back. Alrighty here. It used to be a popular name. I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. Oops. Okay. 16 dex thing with 6 hit points. 10 strength, 18 dexterity, 10 constitution, 10 intelligence, 12 wisdom, 12 charisma, fortitude save of 0, nothing, and just a d20 roll straight up. Reflex save, d20 plus 6, up to 26 difficult, and even at first level. And a wheel one is a d20 plus 1. That's definitely a boiler room heads up there. So here we go. Warric Brandel, Scoundrel class, 6 hit points, defense 16.
Is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time. I'm Traskolgo, ensign with the Republic Fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up. We have to find Bastil. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive. Bastil is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer really, but she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I know all about your reputation. How you used to smuggle spice and blasters along the Corellian run. I guess the Republic figured since they couldn't catch you, they might as well hire you. And I'll admit, the Republic is in desperate need of someone with your kind of skills. Desperate enough to overlook your shady past. And now that you've signed on for this mission, you're part of the Republic Fleet. And Bastila needs all troops at her side during this attack. So hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
Stealth field generator, computer spike. Security spike. Blaster pistol. Short sword. Even though they had the proficiency with it, they did not get a rifle in the opening box. Clothing. 2 med packs.
Come on, we have to hurry. The Sith might already be boarding the ship to try and capture Bastila. Put your equipment on so we can get out of here.
This device enables stealth mode, camouflage field that hides the user. Opponents must make an awareness check versus the stealth skill of the user or remain unaware of them. The user must have paid points into the stealth skill to use the stealth mode. Combat disrupts the field, but mundane tasks do not. Two-weapon fighting, can't use it in the other hand. Haven't made it up to the combat suit. +5.
Okay, let's move out. We should stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own. Because of the attack, this room is in lockdown. But don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door. Now that the door's open, you better take the lead again.
Okay. D20 +5 when they attack for 6 damage. Or let's switch to short sword. D20 +1. So for this character, dexterity doesn't go into using a melee weapon, such as the yellow part highlighted to the short sword you equip. It does not go into it, just the blaster. And once again, if you want to see yourself type thing, that's the description, and you want to go to the other side, and that's blaster pistol equipped, and it's highlighted yellow. Okay. That's the stance type thing. Holding on to the balance beam and then shooting up with the other hand.
This is Corporal Massey. The Sith are threatening to overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge!
That was Cart contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Cart's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
Okay, security spike. I'm going to save these for a really important one. This one-use item improves the user's ability to bypass security measures, creating an electronic interface and unlocking mechanisms of doors and containers. It's like a +5, but if your difficulty is already beating it, there's really no bonus for doing it even higher type thing. Nope, and it's a journal. You received a message from Carl Panasi, highly respected Republic soldier. He ordered all hands to the bridge to protect Bastila. Bastille Day. Bastila. Yep, that's important. Okay. Bastille Day is given to the name given in English-speaking countries to the French National Day, which is celebrated. Commemorates the beginning of the French Revolution with the storming of the Bastille on the 14th of July, 1789, as well as the Fête de la Fédération, which celebrated the unity of the French people on 14th July, 1790. Celebrations are held all over France. The oldest and largest regular military parade in Europe is held on the morning of 14th July. And let's see here. On the Élysée Avenue in Paris, in front of the President of the Republic, French officials, and foreign guests. Let's see, storming of Bastille, which is her name, same thing there. Bastille and Bastilla, and I think there's some type of. They used to do it, but they don't think they do it anymore. One-time celebrations. I think they used to free or respect prisoners on that day. No. Anyway. But she shares the same name as this holiday. As the Bastille Day and Bastilla. Okay. Trying to get into the focus there. Yeah, Bastille Day. There you go. There we go. Okay. Let's continue on. We read our drill.
That door's locked, and I don't have the codes to open it. You'll have to use your security skill on it if we want to get past. These Sith must be the advanced boarding party. For the Republic!
For the Republic.
I've got a feeling that won't be our last battle with the Sith. Good thing we have med packs to heal our wounds. It might be a good idea to use one now before our next battle.
Okay, Warric Brandel succeeds an attack on Sith soldier. Hit with 20 versus defense 6 for damage 3. Rolled 15 base 0. Dueling 1 bonus using 1 weapon. And dexterity mod 4 on a ranged weapon. And that's 10 minus 4. That was 6 armor class for energy 3. Rolled a 15 and did dex mod 4 and dueling 1. And trash hit. Rolled 10, base 3, dex, dueling 1, and dexterity mod 2. Hit with 16. There's my security check. Roll a 20 plus security 2 versus difficulty class 1, so a 22 security check. And let's go ahead and back here. Let's see, computer 1, demolitions 1, stealth 8, and related attribute, dexterity 4 ranks plus bonus 4. And stealth governs the use of camouflage devices to enter stealth mode. If your character equips such a device and activates stealth mode, opponents must make an awareness check versus the character's stealth skill or be unable to detect them. Even if the character is in direct line of sight, a character in stealth mode can set, disable, and recover mines, use computers, and repair droids, and open doors to or containers. Party members will not automatically enter combat mode while in this mode. Combat cancels stealth mode. Stealth mode will not work without a camouflage unit. Units of higher quality grant a bonus to the skill, like an advanced stealth build. I'm going to take it off type thing right now, because Karth will probably suggest on how to use it, and he won't do it otherwise type thing. I have a defense 17, vitality 6 there at first level. Computer use 1, demolitions 1, d20 plus 8 on the stealth, and that's 2 awareness, and 4 persuade, 1 repair, and a d20 plus 2 security for a 22 security check, and treat injury of 2 as well. Now, if you hit the X button, you go to feat. Okay, and that was the feats that we had at the beginning. We had a blaster rifle feat, but no blaster rifle in the container. Yeah. Those we read. And my scoundrel luck type thing. So, let's see here. For my dexterity, that's 10 base plus 4 for my dexterity, so it's 14, plus 2 from scoundrel luck, that's 16, plus 1 from dueling, and that's 17. And I'm not wearing a combat medic suit yet, or combat. That's an astromech droid, like R2-D2. They were droids that work in the astrology of space to fix spaceships. A mechanic in space, an astronomy, astrology mechanic, an astromech. I'm going to get torn up on here. Let's see here. I forgot about my hit points, so I had to let Trash take over. Sure. I did get hit. What? Which is kind of a thing like a starting mage type thing. Kind of have to look out for him a little bit so everything automatically kicks off. Let's see here. Power attack -3, dueling 1, strength mod 2, roll 6, and that was 11, and hit with a 9. And did physical 5, strength mod 2, plus bonus damage 5, and hit 1, and 2. Melee on range, 10, right there. Trust to cease the attack with this soldier. Power attack used, hit with 26 versus defense. The power attack was going to add -3, but the melee on range added 10, so he's plus 7, plus the dueling, that's 8, plus the strength mod, that's 10, plus his base being a 3rd level fighter, that's 13, plus he rolled a 13 on a d20 taking that type of sense, and that's 26. So he took advantage of having a negative power attack to add in a bonus on a melee on range type thing that type of sense to bring it back from negativity up to a plus 7 type thing that means. So it's 10 plus a -3 type thing that type of sense. So it's 10 minus 3, which is 7. That should have been a check type thing. You rolled a 1, that's an automatic miss. Without the other bonuses going on, they went ahead and qualified as a hit. You don't worry about the rest of the lines. I think that's where you stop at. The result is a 1. Sith Soldier fails to attack from Warric Brandel, missed with 13 versus defense 17 for damage 0. Rolled a 16 base 1 first level fighter, dex mod 1. From probably a 12 or 13 dexterity. So that's 18. They tried to use some effect like Power Blast on it. So it's 18 minus 5. That's 13. 13 cannot hit armor class 17, so they miss. And miss with a 9 versus defense 17. And I rolled a 2. Critical hit 20. The threat failure with a second roll to confirm the critical crit confirmation was a 10, an attack total of 10 versus armor class 17, and that didn't work. So it wasn't times 2 damage taking that type of sense, and they ended up doing 2 energy. So they did not confirm the critical. And let's see, that was from the last fight. Okay, we're good. What? Frag grenade. Med pack and some credits. Oh man. That's probably anchor. Let's see here. 2 frag grenades, short sword, a long sword, and a combat suit. Okay. And that is for me. And that's max dex bonus of 18. 4 can go into that 5, and defense bonus of 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 10, that's 18 plus Scoundrel luck plus dueling. So I should go to 21. 21 armor class. Alright, rock on for me. And is there a blaster rifle in there? There is not. And so that's back. And for Trask type thing, he can get a longsword for right now. Plus 6, 3 to 14 damage type thing there. D20 plus 6. Sure. Easy. There you go. Han Solo in some of the movies had the same style type thing, to hold on to that balance beam, sure, bar, and then shoot with the other. Yeah, and remember to change over your menu to being your action menu. So you're not using a med pack. Med pack and frag grenade. Is that correct? Med pack. Surprisingly,
accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have used her help.
Is there an understudy or permanent study? Meaning that you'll be her, right? Yep, 38 credits, a med pack, and 2 concussion units. Yep, folks, happen again. And let's not forget the vibration sound. I'm gonna go ahead and med pack myself. Because it's that.
Just beyond that door. You better equip your melee weapon. There isn't much room on the bridge, and it's suicide to use a blaster in close quarters. I should equip a melee weapon, too. Either that or I'll have to stay back and use my blaster. Your melee weapon is made using a cortosis weed. It's strong enough to stand up against anything, even a lightsaber.
Yes.
Bastila is not here on the bridge. They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way, too. The Sith want Bastila alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
Get a little bit. Go armor. We're medium armor now. Reflex D20 plus 7, 20 and 12 hit points. Woo! Alright. And tries to 13. And a lot of damage. That's good. Hit 3 versus defense 13. And let's see. 2 damage. Alright, attempted to attack me. Sith soldier fails to attack on Warric Brandel and misses with 13 versus defense 16 for damage 0. I shortened my defense because of the critical strike used, but it's still credits and 11 credits. Well, that can be really strength goes in with his 3rd level fire, so or dexterity. And if he's got 14 dex, that's +2, and strength the +2. So if he switches to melee or range, it's his base tech bonus 3 +2, it's 5. And in both cases, d20 +5 and d20 +5. The dueling feat, and that's his feats. And that's his skills. And let's see here, that's his abilities.
Yes?
Nope, we have to talk to him.
Bastel is not here on the bridge. They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way too. The Sith want Bastel alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust. There's something behind here. Damn, another Dark Jedi. I'll try to hold them off. You get to the escape pods. Go!
Port and starboard, front and back of the ship, spaceship. Ship going through the ocean of space.
This is Cargo Nassi on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Bastilus escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire. No, I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods. But be careful. There's a Sith patrol just down the corridor. Use your stealth skill to sneak past him. First, make sure you have a stealth field generator equipped in your belt. You can't use your stealth skill without one. Then use the D-pad to cycle through your action menu and press the A button when you see stealth highlighted. The generator will wrap you in a cloaking effect so you can sneak past the Sith. Just be careful you don't get too close, or you might notice someone's there.
This is actually a good point to say because what I want to do is a little peculiar. So we're gonna wait for it. It's got two sound files. You'll get the background noise and then you'll get the main theme again. plus base 1 plus dueling 1. Did have surprise on it, -4 dex mine. 10 -4 is 6. That's 7 versus defense 21. And let's see there.
I will do what I can. Some way to thin their numbers. You could reprogram the damaged assault droid to help you, if you have enough repair parts. Or you could use computer spikes to slice into the terminal and use the Endar Spire's security systems against the Sith.
How to use critical strike when I have -4 for the benefit cost in my armor class, and maybe armor class 17. A little bit more hittable for those Sith soldiers. Sith soldier fails an attack on Warric Randell, missed with 20 versus defense 21 for damage 0. And things are major. Physical 20. Sith soldier reflex 15 plus surprise round -4 is 11 versus defense 15. So 11 versus 15 and sure. And we lost the frag grenade. So keep track of that. Pistols, 6 computer spikes. These items allow a user to slice computer programs, assaulting systems with garbage data to overwhelm security measures. They are one-use items. A high computer user skill reduces the number of spikes required for any given task. Concussion grenades, those are stunned for 9 seconds. And type of grenade explodes in a concussive wave of force that disrupt the senses of both organic and inorganic targets in the area of effect. And there's med packs. That's 10 vitality plus wisdom modifier plus user's skill and treat injury, and that's how many they get every time they hypo a med pack, like Star Trek. Oh, said Star Trek and Star Wars system. Yeah. This is a disposable package of universally adaptable parts designed for characters using the repair skill and mechanics. Each pack is a one-use item. A high repair skill reduces the number of parts required for any given task. One, two, let's see here. Camera feed. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that is the orange dude in there as well. Okay, log out. prototype and the ion blaster. Once again, make sure that you have the prototype on you. It's an ion blaster. Remove that to repair kit. Vibration cell here is an upgrade item for the prototype Vibrable Blade. And I can't make the prototype in there yet because I have a workbench until I get to Taurus in the Indoor Spire, but I can at least make sure that I have a weapon on me by equipping it. And 2, 11, and plus 2 in melee. So armor class 21.
You've made it just in time. There's only one active escape pod left. Come on, we can hide out on the planet below. I'm a soldier with the Republic, like you. We're the last 2 crew members left in the Endar Spire. Basila's escape pod's already gone, so there's no reason for us to stick around here and get shot by the Sith. Come on, there'll be time for questions later. Good to see you up instead of thrashing about in your sleep. You must have been having one hell of a nightmare. I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up. I'm Karth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you on the escape pod. Do you remember? I'm not surprised. You took a serious blow to the head. You're probably having all kinds of strange dreams. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You've been slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things. Try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment. We're in an abandoned apartment on the planet of Taurus. We were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment. By the time the Sith arrived at the scene, we were long gone. You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone on a mission, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, I'm gonna need your help. Taurus is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet, they've declared martial law, and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. That's pretty rare in a raw recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded on a foreign world. There is no way the Republic will be able to get anyone through the Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves. That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malak's Sith Master. Bastila is the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Terrace. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her. Bastila is no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies. Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. Often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. Of course there are limits to what she can do, but from what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast she never had a chance to use her battle meditation. Like us, she barely got out alive. Bastila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers can use the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. Nobody will be looking for a couple of common soldiers like us, and if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how important she is to the war effort. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So if Bastila's gonna escape Terrace, she's gonna need our help, and we'll probably need hers. While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed. I'll tell you whatever I can, though I don't know how much help it'll be. Everything I know about Malak is pretty much common knowledge. He escaped the trap that killed Darth Revan, his Sith Master. With Revan's death, Malak became the new Dark Lord. It's obvious that Malak's a ruthless tyrant who'll crush anyone who stands in his way, just like Revan was. Experience has shown that the Sith won't stop until the Republic lies in ruins. Malak and his Sith don't respect anything except raw, brutal power. It's hard to imagine how someone who used to be a Jedi could become such a monster. Malak and Revan were once both part of the Jedi Order, but they were young and headstrong, and against the wishes of the Council, they went to battle the Mandalorians on the Outer Rim. Something happened out there. Something corrupted them and drew them over to the dark side. Or maybe there was something rotten inside them all along. I don't know. They formed an army of ex-Republic soldiers and Jedi who'd fall into the dark side, with Revan at their head, until Revan was killed by Bastila's Jedi strike team. But even that didn't slow the Sith down. Malak just stepped in and assumed Revan's role. He took control of the Sith Armada and resumed the bloody conquest of the Outer Worlds. I hope you're right, but the Republic hasn't been able to stop them so far, even with the support of the Jedi Council. I think Bastila may be the galaxy's last hope. Taurus was once a magnificent planet-wide metropolis of towering skyscrapers. That was a long time ago. The upper city where the rich citizens live is still pretty safe. If it wasn't for the Sith occupation and a planet-wide quarantine, it might not even be a bad place to live. But farther down, things have degenerated. The lower city is nothing but a slum overrun by swoop bike gangs, waging a never-ending war for control. And the undercity is, well, it's even worse. The lowest level of Terrace is a wasteland overrun by rat ghouls, mindless, diseased mutants that attack on sight. I've already entered all this info into your datapad journal. Good idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. We can probably get some equipment and supplies here in the upper city. Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. I mean, after all, they're looking for Bastila. Not a couple of grunts like us. Alright, soldier, let's move out.
You're stranded on Taurus, a planet under Sith control. Now you and Carthanassi must find the Stealer, the only person capable of stopping the Sith from conquering the entire galaxy. You should probably begin by investigating reports of escape pods that crashed into the Undercity. Taurus is a sharply divided world. The rich live in the upper city, while the lower city is run by swoop gangs. The lowest levels of Taurus are overrun by terrible monsters called rat ghouls. To make matters worse, the Sith have seized control and imposed a planet-wide quarantine. Yeah, if you hit the page thing, you can go there and hit the right button to thinking that means. And I think you can get a page down within its feature. That's a blaster rifle at top, and that's a blaster pistol and vibroblade. And let's see if it does reverse. I think it does. So prototype blade, and then blaster pistol, short sword, and then vibroblade there. Take thing that means. And if you go in there, take thing, you can right stick down. Or paginate down with the right button. Here, take thing there, the leader button thing. It's right stick. And here we go again. Alright. So that's a chest here. And that's the workbench. And let's see here. New items, 8 computer spikes this time. And 9 med packs, 2 vibroblades. X button type thing to switch through equipable items. And utility items. And vibration should be in there. Upgrade table. And we're next to an upgrade table. Survivor blade. And add for what we have, damage slashing bonus 1. And then there's the one at +1. And now we're going to add our cell into it, and it's at +2. Okay. Now we're going to leave, and from there, we're going to deal with this Sith guy calling everybody alien scum, and we're going to sneak past and learn how to do the hideout first, then the alien scum, the hideout, and then we're going to get the uniform guns without going to the cantina, and then we'll sell them all at once. And here we go.
Okay, you alien scum. Everybody get up against the wall. This is a raid. That's how we say deal with smart-mouth aliens. Now, the rest of you get up against the wall before I lose my temper again. Hey, what's this? Humans hiding out with aliens? They're Republic fugitives. Attack!
Okay. Now for card, we're gonna change his second weapon from blaster pistol to ion blaster. Here, this is D10 versus droids. And here, that's a droid. And so he's got power blast, and he's gonna X that type thing to add it on. If you don't like what you're adding on, you should use Y to remove it there. No, remove it, but I'm liking what we got here. And let's see here. Well, I'm gonna remove one. That's 2. One he's got the stack, and 2 for that guy. And then I'm gonna switch back over using the leader button. Okay. That's here. And that's the leader button there. Leader button. And then I'm not going to unpause it yet. Then I'm going to do X there, X. Alright. And then I'm going to hit this button here to unpause it.
Jawana pota ayuat tahunga jakaki dora, kachikui tahodonga. Topada bungwalia gando donado chuchut. Musha papampa, pola wana chitne. Pamuli slemo, poda wanga kumbes mulira rabes. Uba patu kochi. Tom non bong jam nungyang. Tom katok smakdelia.
Blaster rifle, frag grenade, poison grenade, and adrenal strength, and adrenal stamina. And we level. Let's do that back in there. And Warric Brandale succeeds attack on battle droid. Rolled an 8, base 1, dueling 1. Melee on range 10, they don't have a secondary weapon. So that helped, and it did 4 points. And characters gain enough experience to advance a level. That's Card, and he did, looks like, not sure what Card did. Missed that time. Battle droid tried to hit me, rolled a 1, automatic miss. Rolled a 2. And making them range. It's a 14, it still missed. And it's no sneak attack.
Sneak attack? What's up?
And Warric Brandale succeeds an attack on Sith Soldier. Hit with 32 versus defense 19 for damage 13. Critical hit, sneak attack, automatic hit. Attack breakdown, main hand 32, rolled a 20. Threat breakdown, rolled 20 versus 19 and 20. Threat success with attack 24 versus defense 19. Defense breakdown, 19, base 10, armor 8, dex mod, it's full plate armor. And dex mod 1, 12 dex for the 8 and 1. And it's a potential for mobility with +1 modifier and dexterity. If they had 18 dex, they would only get 1 out of their 4 dex bonus. And that says that there. And damage breakdown times 2. Physical 11 plus sneak attack damage 2. Let's see if Karth got one in there. Wow, that's a lot of modifications. Roll 14, base 4, dual wheel penalty -4, small offhand bonus 2, power blast -3, dex mod 3, weapon focus bonus 1, against 14, energy 2, weapon specialization 2, that's 4, bonus damage 5 from the power attack. 350 experience points received, and attacking the indoor spire. Terra's planetary information, and the search for basilisk. Okay, let's go ahead and level here. For that, you can X the given item, and that's an adrenal stamina, like that, and then open it, and there's an adrenal stamina, and get the item. So if you have something you want to store in there, despite plotline for Terrace, then you can put something in a box. Okay, let's go ahead and level up. And skills again. And no feats this time. Let's go with persuade for the wedding. And go into demolitions. And accept. And sneak attack 2 now. We're going to go to feet with the X type thing at the bottom there. And there's your 2 to 12 points of extra damage to attacks when the target can't respond to the attacker. Excuse me. Sneak attack 2 adds 2 to 12 points of extra damage to attacks when the target can't respond to the attacker. The extra damage is applied to attacks made from behind the target attacks against stun or otherwise immobilized targets, and any attacks made while in stealth mode. Combat cancels stealth mode, but the first attack receives the bonus. Sneak attack only works if the target is within 10 meters. The extra damage is not multiplied in the case of a critical hit. Okay, let's avoid that guy right now.
Hey there, watch where you're walking. I just cleaned those floors. My name's Kadir. I'm the janitor for this building. You must be the new tenant here, right? You ever thought they'd rent that abandoned apartment? You look like an off-worlder. What happened? You get stuck here because of the quarantine? Can't see any other reason someone would want to rent that old apartment. Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try to help you out. I should get back to work anyway. I'll probably see you around. I'm here most of the time. The building doesn't clean itself, you know.
Okay, here. Useful trick to thing is to go into your menu and then see load game. Then go into load game. Just in case something goes wrong immediately. You're like, I didn't save. load my autosave. And that should put us in the first meeting with the janitor. Because we went into the apartment, the hideout, and that always makes a save. So that should be the next place that we're at.
Okay, you alien scum. Everybody get up against the wall. This is a raid. That's how we should deal with smart-mouth aliens. Now the rest of you get up against the wall before I lose my temper again. Hey, what's this? Humans hiding up with aliens? They're Republic fugitives. Attack!
Yes. Ikumba na ona na kachu, tuin ko tu, toka na mungwalya gandonado chuchut, kabaji kuita otonga, yala mo inkapun, jino ba mulirani bobo, wabu kumpeska kain, ba mamarulira, kuyabi chuskuna chitanai, ina kun ba marulira rachikun, slimo patona, mundi hadonga chivokabi. Jawana bota ayu tahunga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da mungwalia gando donado chuchut. Musha papampa, bola wana chitne. Bamuli slemo, boda wanga, kumbes mulira rabes. Uba patung koji. Tom non bong jam nungyang. Tom hadoks bacteria.
Warric Breakdown succeeds with attack on battle droid, hit with 32 versus defense 14, damage 11, critical hit, automatic hit. 20, 19 and 20, 21 versus 14, and 14, 11 physical. Can be sneak attack because it's a droid. And your character's gain enough to advance a level. It's a card. And Warric Brandel succeeds with attack on Sith Soldier, hit with 21 versus defense 19 for damage 8. And let's see here, roll 9, base 1, dueling 1, melee on range 10, 19 armor class, damage breakdown, physical 6 plus sneak attack damage 2. Warric Brandel fell Sith Soldier for 250 extra experience points. Card, that's a pretty great opening, I thought. Warric Brandel succeeds with attack on Sith Soldier, hit with 28 versus defense 19 for damage 11, sneak attack, attack breakdown, main hand 28, roll 16, base 1, dueling 1, melee on range 10, and physical 10, sneak attack damage 1. And battle droid, hit with 17, and energy 4, weapon specialization. That was with his own personal blaster. And yep, there it is. Damage breakdown 11. Ion 9. Weapons specialization 2 for 11. The other one type thing, I think it said energy, not ion. So that's his double blaster type thing. His first handgun is energy, and his second one is an ion gun. But versus a droid, it does a D10 damage type thing with the ion weapon, from the ion weapon. Let's go ahead and see him there. that's the ion, and on the opposite side, that's Karst Blaster equipped, and that's here, and it's ion blaster, D10, and Karst Blaster, and that's a D6 plus 1. Adding 1 to 1, it's 2, and 6 plus 1, that's 7, so 2-7. Alright, let's go talk to that one guy there. I'm gonna risk saving. We go back to the hideout and save.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna try to show something else later type thing. I'll add it in to there. Okay, here. We had showed up to level 3 in Warric Brandel class Scoundrel. And just want to show a little bit about the starting point. I've been going on about it for 3 videos. I'm going to try to stick this in here. Today's the official second round of March Madness. And got a level real quick. And the first day of spring. Let's see here. Persuade there, and let's see here. There you go. And yep, that's it. And sneak attack 2, and 18 hit points. We're 21 armor class. And let's rock and roll. And got a card here.
Hey there, watch where you're walking. I just cleaned those floors.
Are you sorry? I didn't know.
Well, all right then, no hard feelings. My name's Kadir. I'm the janitor for this building. You must be the new tenant here, eh? Never thought they'd rent that abandoned apartment. You look like an off-worlder. What happened? You get stuck here because of the quarantine? Can't see any other reason someone would want to rent that old apartment. Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out. Decent enough place to live, I guess, except for the lower levels. That's where the swoop gangs hang out. Just stay in Upper City and you'll be fine. You also might want to check out the cantina. I used to go there when I was younger. A good place to get a drink and find out what's going on in Upper City. Just keep following the apartment complex ring until you come to the elevator. It'll take you out to the upper streets there. And from there, just head south a ways. You can't miss it. I should get back to work anyway. I'll probably see you around. I'm here most of the time. A building doesn't clean itself, you know. Oh, hello again. Hope you didn't come to make a complaint about the mess in the building. I keep asking for an assistant, but they expect me to do it all on my own. Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out. Well, the best place to go is probably Kebley Yurt's store. She's right across from the cantina, so you can stop in for a drink if you get thirsty while you're shopping. Just keep following the apartment complex ring until you come to the elevator. It'll take you out to the upper streets there. And from there, just head south a ways. You can't miss it. Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I could try and help you out. Not much of an issue for me, you know. I ain't never left Taurus, and they ain't never gonna. A lot of other folks are sure riled up about it, but I don't really know much about it. I prefer to keep to myself mostly. But there's plenty of people at the cantina who'll be more than happy to tell you what they think about the Sith and their court team. I should get back to work anyway. Probably see you around here most of the time. The building doesn't clean itself, you know.
Okay, we're going to the other direction. To avoid talking to that one guy. He's an auto-load at that kiosk. In the journal, it's about the system. I'm not going to read that because it's fairly long. Then go to your map. At the bottom, party selection, return a hideout, start, exit, and hit X. When you use the return to function, you will be instantly transported back to your base, and your entire party will be healed. This function is disabled in most action and combat areas. And now you can turn back. That also ends the Raccoon scenario. If you get in a place good enough, I think that type of sense. I guess because of your previous genome or genus type thing. And it just doesn't affect you. You just go back there type thing. You'll be poisoned, but you can go back to there and you won't have to waste the antidote. You can make it to an entry point of a map type thing that allows you to load back up to the hideout from the map and hit X. It's fun to go back here real quick.
Greetings and good day. On behalf of the new Sith rulers, I am programmed to encourage you to enjoy your stay on Taris. I am a critical droid programmed to provide information to everyone on Taris, citizens and visitors alike. Is there something I can do to serve you? The Sith are the new authority here on Taris. They seek to preserve the customs of our world, also I am told. More than this I cannot say. May I be of any further service to you? I'm afraid that is impossible. Taris is currently under a planet-wide quarantine. The Sith are allowing no one to arrive or leave, except on official Sith business. May I be of any further service to you? The Taris Tourism Board has issued a strong warning to all visitors to avoid the lower city. It is a violent and dangerous place you would do well to avoid. May I be of any further service to you?
And that's all of Taris, lower city type thing. And so you don't have to worry about the apartment buildings, the gangs made all their apartments hideouts because they've chased a bunch of people off. So it's okay to go through there and find the shiny fiber armor and the Republic mod armor.
Alien species have restricted access to the upper city. This is one of the most ancient traditions of Taris, and the Sith have promised to preserve such traditions. Of course, I have yet to see them arrest a single alien for traveling the upper city without a permit. May I be of any further service to you? I am an employee of the Taris government, programmed to provide information and guidance to any who require it. May I be of any further service to you? Then, if you will excuse me, I must continue my appointed rounds.
And that's the escape pod that Card pulled you out of. It's got clean droids on it. So soldiers are walking. You're going to stay on this side of the street here, and then you're going to not run into Largo in the corner. You're going to hug that corner, hug this corner, and then you don't have to worry about running into him and initiating that. And then you just keep going. Now, if you wanted to go to the Zach's bounty office type thing from the uniforms, you could do so, and then come back up and make profit on it type thing in that type of sense. But if you're on the good side, then you're not going to do that. Hate to leave the poor guy stranded, but I'm trying to get to this uniform thing here right now and demonstrate this. And it's kind of important to kind of just, story-wise, you can actually now run into Zach's without worrying about like who's Zach's type thing. Not that the situation, I guess, wasn't, clearly explaining itself. Without needing to know the players of the story, I think. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Okay, now we're gonna change out Karth's weapon, and let's see, he doesn't need the ion blast anymore. We're gonna do a blaster pistol, and that's Karth for 2 guns, and there it is there. And we're gonna go get the uniform in this apartment building without going to the cantina to interview, to think that makes sense.
I wonder if any of those Republic space pods survived crash landing in the Undercity.
She crashed below and we crashed above. And
I've got a ton of things to do today. I can't talk to you.
You can go to a party for the uniforms.
Yes, what's on your mind? Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My home world was one of the first planets to fall to Malik's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them. It shouldn't be my fault. I did everything I could. I followed my orders and did my duty. That shouldn't mean I failed them. I didn't. Yeah, no, that's not what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm not making much sense, am I? You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past very much. At all, actually. I'm more used to taking action, keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
You discover that Karth's homeworld was attacked by the Sith. Though he was reluctant to talk about it, perhaps you could talk more later, after you gain more experience.
Stay out of the lower city. That place is overrun with gangs.
And here we go.
Just move along. There's nothing to see here. Where did you hide those Sith uniforms? Did you sell them to the Teresian underground? Start talking. I want answers.
The Africa, the Englobita, Varsågod. En tidig alkoholopia. Vända för ditt lufta.
You're a little too curious for your own good, civilian. This doesn't concern you.
I know all about Sith interrogations. This isn't going to end well.
I'm getting sick of your lies, you alien scum. We've got your ugly mug and a security tape from the base. Start talking before I splatter your slimy brains all over this room. Uh-oh. I think the commander's losing his temper. I'm glad I'm out of here. It took me an hour to clean the bloodstains from my uniform after the last interrogation. Who said that? What's going on out there? Just stay out of this if you know what's good for you. What was that? Did I hear you right? Let us kill him? How can you stop us? Time to teach this civilian the penalty for defying the Sith.
Another repair kit. Oh, and an adhesive grenade, blaster rifle, repair kit, Sith armor, and 25 credits. And experience points received 300. Here's the box in here. Parts, med pack, and 15 credits. They're 60. And 7 credits, a general string, poison grenade, concussion grenade, and a blast rifle. And let's see, sonic grenade, and a general alacrity, folks. That's pretty serious. Alright, we're out of here.
You ever seen a speed bike? I've seen them at the races sometimes. They go fast and make lots of noise.
Okay, we don't want to bump into Largo just running back over there. So turn to the map and then hit return to hideout. And then we'll have to pull off that same trick again, I think. Or we can just step out of the ring and return to that spot right there in the apartment. Because here, we don't have to go outside to do so. We can just hit, as long as we don't leave the apartment and move around, we can transit back. Are you sure you wish to transit back to your previous location? So we just cancel from that. Actually, the waypoint in front of the apartment is more neutral. Camera saving here sometimes helps the music file as it's doing so. Okay, and here in this, we're going to go sell the equipment real quick in just a bit.
Yes, what's on your mind? I guess I did say you could ask me questions later, didn't I? Is this really necessary? No, I don't have a problem with it, really. Go ahead and interrogate me. No, I was just joking, though you do seem to be full of questions. It's rather refreshing, to be honest. Let me ask you something first, though. I've been going through the battle aboard the Endar Spire over and over in my head since we crashed. Some things just don't add up for me. Maybe you could tell me what happened, from your perspective. True. Bastila is as powerful as I say. She's the one who defeated Darth Revan, after all. I guess that no Jedi ability, no matter how powerful, makes up for being completely surprised and outmatched. We didn't choose that battle anyway. It got forced on us. Hell, I'm just as surprised that any of us are alive to talk about it. Come to think of it, it's more than a little surprising that you happen to be here, isn't it? I mean, just what is your position with the Republic fleet anyway? A smuggler? I should have guessed. Now, isn't it odd, however, that a smuggler who was added to the crew at the last minute just happens to be alive? You were the only one, not to mention that Bastila's party was the one who requested your transfer. The Jedi requested numerous things when they came on board, but hell, they practically took over the ship as far as I could tell. Considering your connection to Bastila and the Jedi, whether you know it or not, your presence here seems a little convenient. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably nothing, I know. I learned a long time ago not to take things at face value ever, and I hate surprises. I mean, I have to expect the unexpected, just to be safe. Look, it has nothing to do with you personally. I don't trust anyone, and I have my reasons. And no, I'm not going to discuss them, so can we just keep our mind on more important things? Good.
Okay, final piece for this right now. We're gonna do here. And adhesive, alacrity, +4 dexterity, stamina, constitution +4, strength +4, 3 blaster rifles, concussion grenades, fire grenade, 10 med packs, parts, 2 poison grenades, pair of kits, Sith armor to get past the guy at the elevator, sonic grenade, and quest items. It's a Sith armor type thing, so you can go get past the elevator guy. Alright, we're gonna sell some stuff in our computer spikes. We have 8 computer spikes. Should sell for 100 a piece, that's 800. And we already found 179 credits. So pretty awesome. And then we can buy an energy shield and just need to buy 1 suit of armor. And that's for me, and then give my suit, my combat suit to Carl.
Haidwam Jijum Lumpa, Nita Poe Tikito, Dolpa da Bonqualeo Gondona Chuchut, Kachi Chu Ita Dundonga, Yumalita Kutotun, Chilamulane Nidubobo, Wonga Kumbistan Ba Mulira.
I think that's a location anagram. On the apartment rim of your layer, you'll find a kiosk. A retail on the rim of your apartment. When you use it, it surrounds you with a radiant aura particle mesh that absorbs blaster bolts. Pretty handy in a fight, this shield even protects against lightsabers, so are here. Shields aren't perfect, of course. They can only absorb so much energy damage before they burn out. And ion blasters will take your basic dueling shield down pretty quick.
And I can tell you from experience that they aren't any good at all against a simple vibroblade. That's why the Republic has been training soldiers in hand-to-hand and melee combat.
And vibroblades aren't made out of energy, they're made out of steel. So they go through the particle mesh aura.
Wonga Kumbistan Ba Mulira, Takumjustachmiki, Grabulmoko, Kachichu, Ita.
Same for droids too, if you've done for Jedi sword. Just switch to a double blade made of steel technique.
Mule Slimo, Podana, Kumbis, Mulirabes, Shigratu, Loda, Podrashi, Oneu Komba, Chintomo Muchuba, Loda Ida Kun. Ida patisa batua kachaku ton, bagdra shakon tijaka Chubakaha, Chapa, Chawachimish, Yunku, Jodo, Jinbungaranta, Tolpa, da Bongwalega, Chuchut, Gavadunku, Penny.
And since a lot of people use energy pistols in the battle arena, you can see where to save an energy shield for. There's even more in the back-based thing where the Sith.
Wata yuma wana huhunan nagtik shatuni patoga wana kuspe ching palamule tonke ta bis chuponko kukimat panga ching para chiska mule tunarana nu prata tunko sicha tuma wamamatus keba toma. Nisha julorcha kinkuno bulera jikon. Chanchak bulara umrao chiska duchi. On chubanjiska yanki. Titoke gratun kun chichakun king kachachonora. Bogra walan tumbacha. Nechi chuna chubaching lorda itakun. Witam boragaton purira asham turung ni na potata tuangachun tise. Grutu haga jijiwa. Wata chuma wana hu wama hu natek. Si gratu loda podrashi oniu komba chintombo mochuba. Loda itakun. Ida patisa patua kacha tutonga. Bagrasha kon tijaka umma. Chubakaha chapa chawachuish yunku. Jodo jibungarantang. Mochushat bakat. Kieno namapaole rachikun. Achuta. Unga kun bistolpe kikumayana. Don patugas bacteria.
Okay, we actually have enough money for the energy shield by itself, but what I like to do is not wait to create a tech advantage. There's a sound dampening stealth unit for 220 and +1. There's some stuff to sneak around. Droids have kind of like perfect hearing or sonar, so they depend on other things to see other than humans and type thing in their 5 senses. So they usually can detect a stealth person type thing. But there might be a couple situations where you need to stealth around, and that belt might be worth it. Let's see, battle stimulant, things of that nature. I try not to go too crazy yet because there's like other payoff for people, or a scope like in the Undercity, like for 150, that you can add to Car's upgradable blaster. His regular blaster isn't, but his Arcanian design blaster is upgradable. Something to keep in mind. Hit X to go from your buy to, that's the energy shield, and it's 154, we've got 179. We're gonna go to X, and we can sell things now. 10 med packs, 2 repair kits, 8 computer spikes at 100, and 80 for the part. I'll probably sell that anyway. Security spike is 40, I'm gonna keep that. Let's see, blaster pistols, just depends on how many people in your party. I usually sell 1, and same with the blaster rifles type thing. Most people come with their own gun, so there's no point to holding on to 6 of them type thing, that type of sense. You might as well just sell them back, if you want to. And keep the adrenals type thing, that type of sense. Okay, so I'm going to sell from kind of the bottom up there, and that's blaster rifle. I'm going to sell 2 of them. Car's already got weapons, so I've got weapons. That's 419. I'll just keep 1 just in case. Keep 2 blaster pistols for somebody going double-handed, and sell the part. And sell the computer spike. Okay, now we have 1,339 credits. Let's see, make sure can see that here. Probably can't. So now, right there, in that type of thing here, and that is credits 1,339. Now we're going to switch this cell right there back to the buy list right there, taking that type of sense. And from there, let's see here. We're going to go ahead, take thing here. Give that a little bit more room. And there we go. And let's see here, we can buy the computer spikes back at 275 a piece. Yeah. Or in that type of thing. I'm going to go ahead, I've got 18 decks, so +4 decks will be cut off by the +2 bonus type thing there. Might as well stay with the combat suit. It's the only thing that really works for me. The light battle armor's got a +2 and it doesn't work for me type thing. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the energy shield before I forget. And maybe the stimulant, I might wait on that. And that's the energy shield. And this item costs more than 150 credits. Do you still wish to buy? Yes. Now you have 1185 in money. 1,185 credits. There's really not a lot of points in buying a weapon that's not upgradable, that's going to work on multiple planets. And it's just going to last, because usually they have kind of astronomical prices on the planet that you're on. Could be an advantage, but they're like 500 to a lot type thing. Car's already got an upgradable weapon that he's walking around with. Mission will too type thing. There's just no point in her. It's Zalabar's bowcaster. It's like a laser bow on a crossbow, laser crossbow type thing in that type of sense. But he's got 20 strength. You give him a sword. You take his scouting crossbow and you give it to Mission's critical scoundrel stuff type thing. And it works out a little bit better for both of them, I think. He's more melee, even though he can shoot it, he's more melee with his 20 strength type thing and a sword. And she's more range weapon with her critical sniping type thing going on. So that's, they should switch. And, let's see here. Karth, I'll just buy a suit for Karth. He's got a 16 dex. And I don't think he'll go up quickly against it, so I'm going to buy him a military suit. Or a heavy suit. It'll take the 8th level before he raises ability point dexterity to 18, from 16 to 17, 17 to 18. So I'll just get him a military suit. 165 plus defense 6 with max dex 3. He can fill in the 3 plus the 6 plus 10, so that's 3, that's 9, that's 19. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy him that. I can't wear it because it would still cut off my dexterity. I've got an 18 dex. And that's a +4 bonus for me, and I would only get 3 out of that type thing in that type of sense. Let's see here. And that's exit. I know that's kind of hard to do because every time I play a character, see, watch this, there, and I go up to armor class 22, and now my dexterity is cut off. I have an 18 dex with +4, but because I'm wearing something that only allows +3, I'm actually being kind of crimped and cramped in there type thing in that type of sense. It's not a very comfortable wear for me. So this really isn't, and all the suits only go up to +3, and most of them, they're dex bonus, except for the one, except for what I'm already wearing, so there's no point in buying a new one type thing. Might as well keep the combat suit that I have from the Indar Spire type thing, and that means I am going to go down in armor class type thing, but I won't be restricted in armor type thing. And there's the +4 and the 18 dexterity in that means. Now, I do have a second person in my party type thing in that type of sense. And he's got clothing on right there. And now I'm going to put on his military suit right here. And he went from 13 armor class to 19 armor class. That says Karth's equipped blaster 2 to 7. It is upgradable range type thing. We just don't have the pieces for it yet. And there are some of the pieces are on Taurus type thing. And there's a blaster 1 to 6. There might be a heavy blaster or something like that we'll find for free. Not a lot of people use shields, so there's no point in taking the ion blaster right now. Just keep it in mind and equip it later. Now since they're flesh and have no shield taking that type of sense on it, and they're no droid, or the ion blaster versus that shield, it'll never do the D10, it'll just do a D4 versus a blaster's D6, and it's 2 behind taking that type of sense. So there's really no point in taking the blaster right now. Might as well just, in the ion weapon, might as well just keep the regular pistol. I know that's like kind of tricksy type thing in that type of sense, but that's what's going on. I think during the apartments, there's a heavy blaster amongst one of the black Volkers that overran the citizens out of their apartments type thing, and the hidden backs, acting the hidden backs, you go and kick them and stuff like that. And one of them might have a heavy blaster, and I think that one's like a D8 weapon, handgun, taking that type of sense, and you can put that up with Karth's weapon. And that feels better later on. But for right, and Mission will have the crossbow, so that's a longbow type thing in that type of sense. And from right there type thing, that's a crossbow, which is the bowcaster type thing from that weapon type thing in from Zalabar type thing here. It should be Zalabar. I know he looks like Chewie type thing, but I think this storyline is set different from that time period. And like by a couple thousand years, like 4,000 years to be exact. So in that, I'm gonna have to go get that. That's a bowcaster type thing. And that's a cross bow type thing, and that means. And so that is their type thing, crossbow and bowcaster. and that's how they fit over each other. And that's the strategy guide there. And okay, and BioWare Corporation and Primus Official Strategy Guide, and on the Xbox type thing, and that's Microsoft Xbox. I think it's hard to logic that out type thing, but if you look up the owner type thing, that's where you would find it. That's Franz Carthanassi. Let me check my Zoom thing here. That's Karth Onassi. And that is Bastila Sean. And that's Mission Vale. And let's see here. That is Zalavar type thing, that type of thing. And that's the Wookiee. And it's T3 and 4. And we'll get to all types of stuff like that. And that is Candra's Ordo, who sounds a lot like Karth. And that is, but not really. And that's Juhani. And in that, that's HK-47 type thing there. Like an AK-47, the assassin droid there. And Jolie Bindo, more the neutral droid, or neutral Jedi. And there we go, type thing. That's Darth Malik right there. And a shot at the Rakata, and Saul Karath and the Sith, and Calo Nord, and Darth Bandon. The main Darth is right there. That guy's kind of like an apprentice Darth, but anyway, which we'll have to deal with. Let's see. And that's Carthanassi. They both wear orange. Handguns, and the other one's minigun type thing. Terminator minigun. Kind of different weapons there type thing. Okay. Let's see here. Man. And in that book type thing, in that type of sense, there is... Did I come too close on it? Force Storm, Force Lightning, and Shock. And... let's see, Force Valor, Night Valor, and Night Valor, and Master Valor, type thing in that type of sense, and Burst of Speed, and Night Speed, and Master Speed from Force Powers, and oh, there we go. That's Force Push, Whirlwind, and Wave, right there, in that type of sense on page 23, and see here, some stun droid type thing there, disable droid, destroy droid. That's an experience chart type thing here. Oh yeah. And it's 20th level, 190,000 experience, just like the PHB type thing, that type of sense. And that's here, and that's here. It's page 22. And that's the first chart there, right there. It says table 3-1 on page 22. And then that's the second chart right there with feats, ability scores. There's character level first through 20 at the bottom type thing, 190,000 experience. So they match. So there's 20 levels in this game, and there are ability scores and feats in this, just like character feat type thing that means. Which could explain the Scoundrel's feat, because that's another feat at third character, second one on that list. And okay, and that's some of the planets there: Unknown World, and Leviathan, and Korriban, and Manan type thing there, and Kashyyyk, and I'm not gonna go into specifics right now, and Tatooine, and Dantooine type thing there, and we're on Taurus type thing, and we were on the Endar Spire to begin with type thing in that means. And there should be, I'm trying to think if there's any other things I'm missing here. that we won't get into. Let's see here. That's energy resistance, force powers, and that's force resistance, immunity, and that's force aura, shield armor, along with let's see here, stun. Let's see here, stun, stasis, and stasis field. It's this light side underneath it. And let's see here. And there is cure and heal. And that means the thing. So, good stuff. And let's see here. Let's see his flurry. We talked about dueling and feats. And that is the sniper feat type thing there. And rapid shot. And it's sniper. Okay. But there's a lot of stuff going on type thing in that type of sense. Here. And those are the abilities explained type thing in the book. There's dexterity. And that's constitution. And there's skills. And some good stuff there. Ions. That's persuade. That's poison and ion. Yeah. So we'll get to it. We're doing good. We are doing good. And let's see here. And that was the Indar Spire thing right there, along with Trask. And we demonstrated Indar Spire to the beginning of Taurus type thing here. And from there, we switched out his weapons. And now I'm going to put on my energy shield right here. Deflection, energy, and electrical. So right here, type thing in that type of sense. Energy, comma, electrical. So that's energy, deflects energy, and it deflects electricity type thing, like a shock attack type thing in that type of sense from like a Dark Jedi. And I think there's different levels of energy shields. 200 seconds or max damage taken. There's 60 seconds in a minute. So that's a little bit over 3 minutes. 3 minutes would be 3 times 60. That's 180 seconds. So that's a very odd metric there. Using this item consumes 1 charge. This item is automatically discarded after all available charges are consumed. Items that have charges do not stack in inventory. When equipped and activated, these items project an energy shield around the wearer. The small power source can burn out when repeatedly stressed, requiring replacement of the entire unit. And in that, uses 5 out of 5. So you still have 5 remaining type thing out of the original 5 uses that you have. And we're going to hit A and equip that, and now it's on your character. Now you have an energy shield at the beginning of the game, and you still have 21 armor class. Karth has 44 hit points, and he's got a 19 armor class. So it's good. And for a double check of that, you can go to defense there with 19 and vitality 44 at 4th level. He's got 16 dexterity, 13 strength. His dexterity has got a +3 modifier. His strength has got a +1. The dexterity is bigger. Constitution type thing, +3 versus +1. That's still dexterity better. Intelligence 13 with the +1, +3 modifier on the dexterity. Dexterity is still better. And same for wisdom and charisma type thing. Dexterity is his best stat, and it's his stat for aiming with a modifier type thing on his ranged weapons. That +3 goes on both of his hand attacks type thing in that type of sense. And in that type thing, that's 3 to 8 and 4 to 9 damage. And to hit, it's a D20 +4 and D20 +6 to hit type thing. So he can hit armor class 26 and 24 at his current level, even using 2 weapons. Okay, and that's me, defense 21, Scoundrel, 3 levels type thing, 10 strength, 18 dex, 10 constitution, 10 intelligence, 12 +1 wisdom, +1 charisma, fortitude 1, reflex 7, and will 2, all those with the D20. Pay your near 20 points type thing in this system. I think it's 16 or 17 for the 18 dexterity. Then at 4th level, when you get an ability point, send it to 19, same modifier. And 8th level, when you get another ability point, send it to 20. And in that type of sense, the rest of your stats won't be as great, but you will still have your dexterity, which will go into your defense as a modifier, and your ranged weapons type thing. And eventually, that +5 will go into your lightsaber when you get it. Now, you don't have a lightsaber on this planet type thing, but Bashila Shan does. So that's a good thing. And so it is amazing type thing, because every time you look at it type thing, it's like, how'd you get an 18? There's no way to afford it and stuff like that. But at the beginning of this video, you can hit pause and go back to the beginning type thing in that type of sense, and then watch the 30 points be spent type thing in that type of sense, and realize how to spin into it. But the 30 points and the 18 or 16 score to pay for the 18 dexterity. Could take a while to become familiar with it though. And so in that type of thing, that's then you take some of the leftover points, wisdom and charisma go into Jedi power points, and it is a sacrifice of the constitution, intelligence, and strength. But 18 vitality, defense 21, level 3 scoundrel, and sneak attack 2d6. It's not that bad. I already got an energy shield, and leftover credits. We've got 1,020 credits left over at our disposal, along with a healthy amount of. We've got the uniform already to get past the elevator, and in that type of sense, we have got a healthy amount of grenades. We've got adhesive grenade, a concussion grenade, 3 of them, frag grenade, and in that poison grenade, and also a sonic grenade. So we are definitely ready to rock. Thanks for listening. This has been Warric Brandel. That was the first 3 levels. Jumping into Taurus from first level type thing to understand that how if you mix up a little bit of your recognized patterns type thing of just taking 14 and balance type thing, that if you mix that up type thing like a better ingredient type thing in that type of sense, take a better dexterity type thing, get a better result. And so in that means that is the only concern of that. I know the balance and not being balanced and trying to figure out how to pay for that stat is beyond, it's not beyond comprehension type thing. It's going to feel a little funkified type thing in that type of sense. But occasionally, because they will try to reach back into the bag of stuff type thing, you're like, I don't have a 14 intelligence. I don't have a 14 charisma. I don't have a 14 strength type thing in that type of sense. So it is a little bit different to get to type thing in terms of traditional patterns of having 14 stats. But there is a lot of benefit to mixing it up a little bit type thing and taking a risk to explore a little bit different makeup of your character. But just a choice, definitely a visible option. Thanks for listening. This has been Chad Brown with 1d8+1 and Leaner Orbs, Dimming Sage Block 9, and also Tiger Isle the Second City. That's Warric Brandel. Subscribe, like us, and also view the rest of the Warric Brandel videos or something like that. That would be great. Thanks again, if you want to. Yeah. And have a great one out there. Oh, quick trick type thing. And right stick here. And you can move your character around. A little bit more exciting type thing when they get closer to the light side though. Good call. Alright, now in that, do we get full thumb there? Full thumbs up. Alrighty then. Have a great one. Pop pop. And that's cool. That's, I guess, an odd noise type thing. Happy March Madness. Good luck to everybody in their brackets type thing. And happy spring. Oh, thanks Magnavox. Well, I don't know. This is on a Magnavox TV type thing in that type of sense. And I like its quality. And that's a Magnavox burner down there type thing in that type of sense. At the risk of flipping this here real quick. Yeah. And in burning DVD player there type thing in that type of sense. And it's also recording on that. We've been talking for just about an hour. I've got another couple pieces to put on there. So as soon as I get that done, forget about it. But that's all right. And thanks for listening.